go again, please. Young queen fall in love again, oh please. Ain't know what she was getting into, oh geez. Never gonna find another like yo, let's believe.
Buongiorno familia, it's your girl, your fave. Yes ma'am, it's me, ShaunnaJade, keeping you informed and entertained on this beautiful and blessed Monday. Okay. So, y'all already know what it is. Big shout out to VA Premiere Playlist, the ultimate plug for all your entertainment needs. VA Premiere Playlist is also an amazingly dope source that will help you promote your music and or business on multiple streaming platforms around the world, like Spotify, YouTube, Instagram, Roku, and all that. So, grab your slot now, and let's make your dreams a reality, baby, because this is too good of an opportunity to lose and or refuse. So if you want any more information, you can DM me personally on my IG, fairydonmuva, fairy, DONMUVA, or DM VA Premiere Playlist. So let's stop making excuses during this quarantine season and let's get to work. And that's on what? Period. So, y'all already should know I didn't come to play, so let's get into the news for today. COVID-19 has rocked the world, baby, to the core, and has somehow thrown us into a parallel universe we only thought existed in sci-fi films and anime, okay? So, as a result, seeing the silver lining of things can be kinda complex, right? And a lot of us have taken this approach of every man for himself, but this is just a reminder that now more than ever, we kinda need each other to survive. Granted, okay, hear me out, we can only be 6 feet apart, but in the words of Cyril Ramaphosa, no action is too small when it comes to saving the world. And I personally have been working temp jobs here and there, just trying to make some bread. And in the week that I've worked at Kroger, I learned this really valuable lesson. And let's not forget, not too long ago, Puerto Rico, a territory owned by the United States, I might add, suffered from an unforeseen disaster, destroying a majority of their island, if not all of it. And here Donald Trump go, practicing his free throw shooting with an item that at the time was an overlooked commodity, but now, ironically, is now one of the most sparsely sought after items in every single American household. So please, when you walk into a store and you see 3 packs of paper towels and you take all 3, just because I only got 6 left and I'ma blow through them 6 in the next couple of weeks and I don't know when the next truck of paper towels is gonna come in. Well, let me break it down to you, right? When you take the last 3 rolls of paper towels, the store themselves barely have a clue when their next shipment is going to come in. So you're depriving the next 2 families or 2 individuals of that same right to paper towels. All because you want to hoard and be selfish. Now, to a lot of people, this is minuscule, you know? But for the people who don't actually have those resources or can even reach them by the time they hit the shelves, that means the world to them. So let us all just start constantly trying to think of others, because one thing that people fail to realize is that yes, there is karma that is negative, but there's also karma that is positive. And one thing that we don't understand is that when you plant a seed, you reap what you sow. So if you sow a good seed, good karma will be coming back. If you sow a negative seed, negative karma will be coming back. And I guarantee you it never fails. Amen. So on that note, let us get ready for this work day. Don't forget your gloves, don't forget your masks or your sanitizers, alright? Before we get lit to this VA Premiere playlist, thank y'all so much for tuning in. After the music, we got some more news coming, so stick around, get informed, get entertained, and let's get it popping. And that's on what? But thank y'all so much for sticking around with me. Like I said before, we're gonna recap some more news. I just wanted to let y'all know COVID-19 is not nothing to play with. So what I'm going to do is give y'all some facts and figures. I'm gonna give y'all some of my opinion, but at the end of the day, what this platform is for is to not only inform and entertain, but to have y'all actually go home and take the information that you learned from here and research some more things yourself, because what I want to start doing is having an interactive podcast with y'all. Any questions, comments, concerns y'all might have for me, or anything that you heard me talk about that you want me to elaborate on, maybe you want me to talk about something else. Look, just throw me ideas and we can get it popping, okay? So COVID-19, all right, so far has affected 3.5 million people worldwide and has killed 30,000 of those people. Now, in the US, 1.1 million have suffered from the COVID-19 symptoms, and 67,000 have died from it. Okay, so if you think that's cap, I'm just gonna let you know right now, 13,000 Americans died just in this 1 week from Sunday to Sunday that just passed. So, like I said before, get your mask, get your gloves, get your sanitizer. Don't go outside unless it is absolutely necessary. Please, because you do not understand. Right now, people cannot get tested, in my opinion, unless you're a millionaire or a celebrity or a big name or whatever the case is. But average Joes and Georgettes like us don't get testing. And on top of that, because we have not gotten any testing in our communities yet, the numbers for our communities are way lower than the Caucasian communities because of the fact that they're getting resources that our community doesn't. So we're thinking we might not be getting affected as much, or we're not getting affected at all, when in reality we might be getting affected more than the Caucasian people, just because we don't know, because we are not social distancing, and because we're not taking this as seriously as we should. So when I get some solid numbers for Virginia and for the Richmond area, I'm definitely going to drop them on here and inform y'all, because like I said, we are sitting here thinking that it does not affect us when the coronavirus does not discriminate, babe. It can hit any and everybody. And the last thing I want is for us to understand how serious this is after it has affected our lives personally, whether we get sick or someone in our family gets sick or whatever the case is. Because what we don't understand is that, yes, traveling to places where you've always wanted to go has never been cheaper, okay? I'm not gonna lie. I looked at those plane tickets for $35 and I said, maybe I deserve a trip. Maybe this is God telling me that I, ShaunnaJade, deserve a trip to Japan, the motherland, and Cali all in one trip. Now, come on now. That is a steal, a bundle, and a deal, all right? And if I wasn't so scary, oh baby, best believe you would have seen my IG blowing up with the flicks, okay? I would have been like, 2020's my year. COVID-19 ain't stopping me. But then I would have realized that I probably would have caught something while I was on my travels, brought it back to the US, and potentially could infect my friends and family around me. And that's where I have a problem, because people are treating this like it's temporary, when in all reality, this could be the new normal. Scientists are already talking about another wave hitting us. So if you wasn't hit by this first wave, you might be hit by the second wave. And if you're not hit by the second wave, you might get another third wave. And we just don't know when it's gonna stop. We are sitting here thinking that, well, it needs to be over because I'm trying to have a hot girl summer, baby. You damn sure don't need to be going outside during the summertime. I don't care what these people is doing opening up their states. They know good and daggone well they need to keep it closed. But because of the fact that they need to make money, they're going to risk their citizens' health and well-being to make a couple of bucks. And I'm gonna give you a prime example. Mardi Gras. Every freaking year, people from all over the world come to Mardi Gras. So you would think that because of this fact that everybody knows, they would cancel Mardi Gras this year and be like, you know what, we're just gonna go twice as big next year, or whatever the case is. But no, they want to take it upon themselves, like I said, to risk the health of the citizens living in their own town just to make a couple of dollar bills, y'all. And just in case y'all think I'm capping, let me hit y'all with some more facts. Now, the CDC has given us numbers for cases in the U.S., correct? And out of these numbers, they have broken them down per state and then broken each state down into reported cases. So the states that have currently 25,000 or more reported cases of coronavirus goes as follows: Louisiana, Texas, Florida, California, Dirty Jersey, New York, Georgia, Illinois, Maryland, Pennsylvania, and Massachusetts. And you would think that because these are some of the highest case states in the country, that they would make sure they kept their doors closed all the way until the very end. But no. A lot of these states think that because they're such cash cows and money makers, that they need to have their doors open in order for their economy to survive. Now, I'm no governess or anything, but you would think that for someone whose job is to protect and serve the people of that state, that they wouldn't put them in harm's way knowing the risk factor. But that's just another example of how our people in government can just make everything seem so fine and dandy until it ain't. And that's exactly what Donald Trump did. He said this was a China problem, from what I recall. And then after that, it went from China to Italy, and then basically the whole Western world, until it jumped on a plane, jumped on a boat, or swam all the way over here to the US. And then it became a global pandemic. So if you're still looking at Donald Trump for wisdom, reason, and understanding, I suggest you just kill that dream, dig up a hole, and bury it. Cause baby, that ish is dead, alright? So this is all the bush tea I will be spilling with y'all on the COVID-19 virus today. We're about to get back into the VA premiere playlist. The next topic of discussion, which is Politics 101. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm coming with that word for us. All right. Things that we need to know as a people. Basic information that anybody who should have grown up in the school system should learn, but we fail to because of the fact that our history is whitewashed. So on that note, we will be talking about Black history every day, baby. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. I'm coming with that word for your mental. Thank y'all for tuning in. I'm about to put the VA premiere playlist back on. I know y'all are gonna miss hearing my beautiful voice, but I will be back shortly with some more news for your mental. And that's on what? For Sock Passe Kings and Queens, thank you for staying tuned to your favorite station. We've been entertained, and let's get right back into the education. All right, I told y'all before we were going to have a little politics 101, and I am super excited about this, y'all. Y'all really don't understand. It is 4 o'clock in the morning right now. I have been working on this all night. I'm excited to not only learn with y'all, but to keep on learning. And then, like I said before, we can make this a proactive thing. Y'all can follow me on IG, DM me if you have any questions, comments, or topics that you want me to talk about. So please don't be afraid to reach out, because Albert Einstein always told us to never stop questioning, and I couldn't agree more. So let's dive right in with the rediscovery of America. In 1492, Christopher Columbus, an Italian explorer, sailed the ocean blue after being sponsored by the Catholic monarchs, aka the King and Queen of Spain, to make 4 trips across the seas to find a new world for the European colonies. So I already have a question off the rip. Am I the only one who assumed Christopher Columbus was British? But I digress. Originally, it was to find new trading routes. What they were trading, I'm not sure. That's for y'all to do for homework. But the first 2 voyages that he did, he ended up in the Bahamas, Puerto Rico, and Cuba. And interestingly enough, another Italian explorer named John Cabot happened to find himself on the North American coast in 1497. Oh, alright, so who is this guy hired by? The King of England. Now, what was it again? In 1492, Christopher Columbus sailed the ocean blue. On one hand, we have Christopher Columbus, sponsored by the King and Queen of Spain, conquering the islands in South America, working his way up. And on the other hand, we got John Cabot discovering what people know as Canada today. So, let's get into the timeline of what happened when he touched down, what was conquered, what conflicts happened when he, came across natives and things like that. So, from 1492 to around 1511, Christopher Columbus and his conquistadors, which means conquerors in Portuguese, were discovering and destroying really anything that stood in their way when it came to conquering a new territory. I mean, they went from Haiti to Trinidad to Cuba until they finally hit Florida in 1513. Now, at this point, it kind of seemed like they hit the ground running, because while they were simultaneously in Florida, they had also been discovering and conquering new land in South America. Now, y'all remember that slept-on movie by Disney called El Dorado? Yeah, that was based on the conquistadors. Literally, the bad guy's name in the film is Hernan Cortez, my G. I mean, that's literally the man known for the fall of the Aztec Empire. Whether it was the weapons or the diseases they brought over there from Europe, it killed 94% of the population. France and Spain battled for territory all across the East Coast, while simultaneously also discovering the Grand Canyon, Kansas, and Arkansas after that win in Mexico. So, up until 1607, which is a year that all Virginians should know about, especially if your school is close enough to take a field trip, the founding of Jamestown, named after King James I. What's up, y'all? It's your girl, your fave, yes ma'am, it's me, ShaunnaJade, giving y'all some live breaking news, okay? Sorry to cut the segment short, but it has to be done. President Governor of New York, I said what I said. President Cuomo, alright, is giving us some updated facts and figures of who Miss Rona is bothering today. So, let's get straight into it. I'm going to give y'all some of these facts and figures, and then we're going to do a discussion afterwards, alright? So, to open or to stay closed? That is the question. Right now, predominantly in downstate New York, a lot of minorities and Latinos are getting affected by the coronavirus. Now, most people assume that Caucasians are predominantly affected by the coronavirus, which may or may not be true. And like I said earlier in the podcast, we will never know the true numbers, because not only are people still sick who are quarantined at home, we still don't know how many people have died in their homes and have yet to be discovered, and we don't know who is sick as of right now, because symptoms can come up as soon as in a couple of minutes or as late as in a couple of weeks. But what we do know is that the people most affected by coronavirus thus far have been at home. Now, isn't that interesting? A majority of the people who are getting affected by coronavirus in downstate New York right now are at home. How that works, Sway? Well, let me break it down to you, boo. 25% of those people are 50 and younger. 14% are 51 to 60. 20% are 61 to 70. 19% are 71 to 80. And 14% are 81 to 90 years old. Now, with this newfound information, what should we take away from it? If you choose to go out and expose yourself, not just because you need essentials and you need your resources, but exposing yourself to unnecessary people and things, you have a greater chance of exposing somebody else that you love than exposing yourself first. if you leave the house to go to your bro-nam's house and then come back to your granny house, your granny gonna probably get sick before you do because your immune system is faster than hers. Your white blood cell count might be higher than hers. And plus your body can take that kind of stress compared to hers. So you are putting people around you more at risk than you are putting yourself at risk. And we don't want any of that. So, like I said before, y'all, mask up, glove up, sanitizer up. Miss Rona ain't come to play this season, so why should we play with her? Coming up next time on For Your Mental, we are going to be diving into the topic of voting and why in this day and time of chaos and confusion that it is imperative that we use our voice. And I will also tie back into the discussion we were having this episode when it comes to Virginia's history. We're going to be talking about a little bit of slavery and Jim Crow as well, because I want us to remember that us being able to vote was not a right, but a privilege. So, with that being said, please go home and research things for yourself. Don't just base your knowledge on what people tell you. Go out and seek it for yourself. If you have any questions, comments, or topics you want me to talk about, feel free to DM me on IG, fairydonmuva, fairydonmuva. And for a chance to get a spot on our show, you can DM the VA Premiere playlist to promote your music or your business. Please don't miss out on this great opportunity. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all for the support. Please tune in next week. And if you don't know, now you know. To me.
Ain't no need for umbrellas, cause the clouds of me always raining. Think I'm losing my patience, all this time that we wasted. Baby, don't leave me hanging, cause broken when I'm banging. Praying that you stay, yeah, you been missing lately. Who's that?